to AutoVision News live at AutoSens. We're here in Detroit at the Michigan Science Center for what has been an exciting week of ADAS and automotive thought leadership. AutoSens is a best-in-class event that brings together the ADAS community, and the industry experts that you see and meet here at AutoSens are helping shape the future of mobility. One of those experts, of course, is Andy Hanvey, the Director of Automotive Marketing for OMNIVISION, our lead sponsor here at AutoSens Detroit 2022. Now, Andy joined the company in 2016. He's responsible for product and regional marketing for OMNIVISION's automotive segment. He has more than 25 years of experience in the semiconductor industry, and he's held a number of positions in engineering, applications, and marketing. Recently, Andy was a guest on AutoVision News Radio, which we have a link to that episode below this video that will take you to our podcast page on Spotify, where you can hear Andy's episode, my interview with him. But we get the opportunity to talk with him in person today. Andy, welcome. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Carl. Thanks for talking again.
So, Andy, OMNIVISION has made a lot of announcements here around AutoSens. Exciting news. So tell us what's new and talk about the announcements that you've made here at AutoSens.
Not a problem, Carl. It's been a very good few days. We've made a big announcement on our next generation processor for DMS OMS, OEX 4600.
Yeah.
So it's adding the functionality that OEMs and tier ones are asking for. We're able to process RGB-IR without DDR. We're able to have a very compact solution, running processing from the algorithms,
right,
all within a small confined package. In addition to that, we've had announcements with some of our partners as well. For example, Leopard Imaging is one of our partners that we work with, and they're looking at the OEX 8000 for DMS specific solutions. And we also made an announcement with Valence. So we're working on quite an exciting reference solution with Valence, which is using some of their technology to put together a next generation technology for MIPI A-PHY in a camera module. So we're showing that today.
Yes, right. And Andy, with all of these relationships that OMNIVISION has, with all of the innovations that you have, both past and present now, the new ones, how is it that you help your customers reduce things like cost and complexity?
Very, very good question, and very important question. And we work through our process, our design process, our methodology. And to give you some examples where we have done this, you can actually see some of the products today.
Sure.
So one example could be X8B. So this is a sensor where you can output two different ROIs. So you can have an ROI which can be consumed by the machine vision. The other ROI would be sent to the like an ISP. So what you could do is combine the ADAS camera with the car DVR.
Right.
Another example is X3D. So X3D is 2.1 micron pixel. It's targeting quarter-inch use cases.
Right.
And the benefit there is that the customers who already have a quarter-inch solution, they can keep the same cabling, the same mechanical fit, and they just upgrade their camera. Right. And then the final example is X5B.
Yeah.
So X5B is our latest global shutter technology, 2.2 micron pixel with an RGB-IR CFA. What this does is that we can configure the sensor so that it runs in a certain mode, so that you can use it for both DMS and human viewing use cases.
Yes.
So it covers both DMS and OMS.
Right. With DMS, Andy, is DMS the next big application? And if so, what trends are moving us in that direction?
The short answer is yes. This is definitely this is the next big application. We see it with various ways we see this. We see this from the RFQs, the quantity, the size of the RFQs. We see it from the mandates. And then we also look at it from, if you have an autonomous car after level 2, you need to have a DMS camera. But then you also look at other use cases that you can enable if you go towards the 5 megapixel and moving towards the mirror. So right. It's a combination of mandates and additional functionality.
Right. Andy, we talked about this in the podcast episode, which I want to invite our viewers to just see the link below. That will take you directly to Spotify, to the conversation I had with Andy recently. But Andy, we talked about this in the podcast, but let's go back now. What are you most proud of in your automotive career over all these years?
It's a very good question, because it's actually quite a long career.
Sure.
I can definitely split it into a number of areas. One of them is that it's very important to listen to your customer to make sure that you have the products when they need it, because not being able to deliver products because you haven't listened to customers is one of the key things I would say, and
Right.
to make sure you have the products when they need it. A key project I can think of off the top of my head is we're working with a high-end OEM and working through the issues with at the system level with this OEM and tier one, and we got very, very good results. So working with your OEM tier ones and getting the results, listening to the customer, getting the feedback, and
Right.
working together collaboratively.
Right. Andy, when we get done with AutoSense and you head back home and you head back to work, what are you and your team going to be focused on in the months ahead?
It's a good question. The focus is what's next.
Yes.
I think you heard Boyd's talk.
Yes.
Some of these challenges, we're still working on these challenges. So to bring out the next generation of sensor solutions that will address these challenges that the OEMs still give us.
Right. Andy, from all of us here at AutoVision News, from all of us here at AutoSense, we want to thank you for your time and your thought leadership. I always enjoy talking to you. So we will have to get caught up again. But in the meantime, I'll let you get back to your customers here. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Clark. As usual.
As always, as usual.